Well, at this point, I can say hello, you. Welcome to Horror's World Friday night impromptu stream. I really tossed it around for a minute to see if I was gonna jump on and do this or not. And as if, what the heck? Let's see what we can do. Rivers, Murray Carter, Jonathan Bear, Lifehawk, how you guys doing? So it's March here in Switzerland, and you can't tell yet, but I've got a field that needs planted, and I'm gonna risk it. I'm gonna see if I can plant in the snow. Jordan, the Canadian kid, how you doing, bud? I mean, the calendar says I can plant. It says I can plant grass right now, and honestly, I think they might have increased the amount of snow. Uh-oh. Choo-choo coming. I think they might have increased the amount of snow because I've never seen this much snow during a winter anytime playing so far. So what's the good word? Everybody make it through the bloody week? Oh, man. 1 week from tomorrow, it's the big day. It's the big day. It's the let's all stay home and hibernate day. Oh, wait. That's just me. You guys are probably celebrating Christmas. Yeah, I know. I know. I'm like that sometime. Oh, we do have some seed in there. I'm just planting grass, so it shouldn't take a metric ton. Too cool. Drive safe, man. I know you're on the road. Get those packages to people, Santa Too Cool. Yeah, right. Put on the chains. I do have now. This map has advanced quite a bit since the last time I streamed it. I have purchased myself the Fent Black Beauty since I bought it twice. So what Giants did, which I personally found kind of annoying, was that they you know, you got the Black Beauty for doing something. I don't remember exactly what it was. But, like, it didn't become available to you immediately, apparently. So, me forgetting that I had jumped through whatever hoop Giants wanted me to jump through to get it, I went ahead and purchased it again from Steam. I mean, it was $1.99. Oh, yeah, you're right. It can't be planted in March, so I should switch to the grass that I want to plant. Grass can be planted in March. But I don't think they're going to let me plant in the snow. Oh, it is. It is planting. I can't see where I've planted, but it is planting. Wow. Okay. The Black Beauty is a nice tractor. I don't mind that I paid a little extra for it. It's worth having twice, I guess. I don't know. Coco. Well, good morning from the country of, I don't know. Do we even have a food we could say we were famous for? Oh, well, chocolate. Kevin, how you doing, man? Kyle, how's it going? I hope everybody had a good week. I hope you all had a good week. Yeah, the problem with this snow is going to be the plain and simple fact that I can't see any. You'd think this would have pushed some of the snow out of the way while I was planting, and it is letting me plant through the snow, which is ridiculous enough as it is. Oh, I should get my time speeded up here. There we go. I don't know. We'll see what works out. Sparky, how you doing, man? Yep, that's it. I'm gonna be eyeballing it, and the good thing about seeders is the carryover from 19 is that seeders are smart enough to know where they've already planted, so it won't let me plant twice. That's pretty much the truth of it, Lifehawk. American cuisine is pretty much everybody else's cuisine, but just more of it. Yeah, I know. Our restaurants and stuff are known for their ridiculously large portions and all of that, and we're all fat, lazy Americans and all of that. I get it. It's all good. We eat well. And isn't that what's really important? Eating well. Why am I planting grass? Well, I'll tell you. Over the course of the last year playing on this map, between this field and my other planted grass field, I have pulled 140, almost 150 bales of silage off of those fields. That netted me a cool, just my last sale netted me a cool 400,000. So that's why I'm replanting this meadow in grass. And this meadow is way too steep and hilly and bumpy to plant anything but grass. Like getting a harvester up some of these hills over here would just be a nightmare. But the field needed lime and it needed plowing. So I decided once, just before winter hit, I harvested it the last time of grass and then said just before winter comes, I'm going to plow it all, get it all limed up and ready to go. And then when spring hits, I'm going to get grass right back in it as soon as possible. So I'm actually impressed with Giant's Patch Cocoa. Deep dish pizza and subs. Oh, yeah. I'm actually kind of impressed with the... oh, absolutely, Lifehawk. For my money, and especially with the new version of Seasons, silage is consistent income for your farm. I can guarantee you that every farm I have in FS22 is going to have a grass field on it that I'm pulling silage off of on a regular basis just to keep some cash flow coming besides doing contracts all the bloody time. But no, I feel like Giants probably should have been prepared to do some hot fixes. There were a few things that really kind of needed to be addressed a little bit quicker. But the patch that they did finally roll out a couple days ago, 1.2, I think they did an excellent job on it. The verdict is still out on whether contracts. Are you guys still having the problem with contracts disappearing when you take them? I haven't had an opportunity to play and test contracts. Yeah, it's absolutely worth doing silage, Lifehawk. Without a doubt. And here's the thing, too, that you should know about grass work. And, grass does grow in stages. It does have an initial harvestable stage. But if you let it grow for one more month, it does harvest better. You get a higher yield off of it. Now there's a balance there. It takes, from harvest to ready to harvest, it takes 2 days. On the second day, grass will be ready to harvest again. If you let it go for one more day or month, in this case, since we're talking about seasons, you let it go for one more month, you get a higher yield off of it. Now the trade-off on that is 3 harvests per year instead of 4. That's the trade-off that you're making there. If you harvest it every 2 days, you can get 4 harvests per season. If you harvest every 3 days, you get 3 harvests per season. You got a 9-month window. For my money, I actually feel like cutting it while it's shorter and getting the extra harvest in actually ends up yielding a little better. Oh, do I have a specific silage process? Abso-floggin-lutely. It's called silage bales because there is a fantastic auto wrapping silage or a baler now. It's a base game Pottinger. It does it's variable yield or variable size bales, so 125, 150, and I believe it's 180 on the bales. Now for silage bales, the biggest one you can do is the 150. But that baler is fantastic. It loads your grass. Obviously, it does the pickup on the grass. You have to stop and let it eject the bale into the bale wrapper, but once it's ejected the bale, you can just start rolling again. The bale wrapper will do its job and then eject the bale onto the ground, so you don't have to stop again. Like, there's no extra button pushes, there's no extra anything. You just have to stop for a second, let it do its thing, and then move right along. Yeah, and Caveman actually came up with, if you use one of the small 3-meter mowers, now on something this big, that's going to get real tedious real fast. If you're just working a smaller field from time to time, if you just use one of the small front mowers, the 3-meter mower, and run the baler right behind it, you can do it all in one fell swoop. Let me catch back up. Y plan. We did not. My helpers got better. Good. Convert silage straight for sale. Yep. Pallets sticking in the ground. I'm still sketchy about the whole pallet fork thing. Too many bad memories from 19 to dive into pallet forks. I know they're a lot better now. It's been reported they're a lot better from several people. But still, the battle with pallets in general has been, I don't know. Call me crazy, but I'm kind of the opinion that once a bad pallet, always a bad pallet. Hi, Play. How you doing? Well, it seems like the stream is running better tonight. Knock on wood. I'm not in Discord chatting with the fellas like I have been in the past. I think Discord sucks a lot of bandwidth, I'll be honest with you, but I did reset all my modem, rebooted my machine, made sure that everything was clean and clear, so maybe that's the secret too. I don't know. Wednesday was very disappointing and frustrating. For those of you who caught that catastrophe. Oh, well, thank you, iPlay. Very much appreciated. Every little bit helps. You're absolutely right, Jonathan. Absolutely right. Fixing Elm Creek so that you could clear those junk decorative buildings. I was just saying this to Lifehawk and Sharka the other day. I'm like, I appreciate the fact that some people might want to place a little building here or there for some decoration. I get that. But why are you building up whole farms with buildings that are nothing but decor? Come on, this is a farming sim. We need functional buildings, buildings that we can use. There's not a farmer on this planet that's going to put a bunch of buildings on his farm that he can't put anything in. It's ridiculous. Come on, Giants. Sparky, you are merciless, dude. Sharko said he was going to stop in and watch the stream, so he was busy tonight. I actually had to toss up, was I going to have banquets tonight or not? Oh yeah, I'm definitely having banquets tonight. Probably clear out the fridge. People have started getting their t-shirts. That's fan-freaking-tastic. The one that I sent to England actually has arrived already. So, mannequins with abs. Yeah. What's the point? You're putting clothes on the bloody things. So what about you guys? I blabber on all the time. What about you guys? Are you all set and ready for Christmas? Except for, you know, those people who don't celebrate it. I'm not trying to force Christmas on anybody. We live in this, you know, inclusive world now, which I do respect. I really do. I'm not trying to make light of it or anything, but I'm from the U.S. I grew up in a Christian religion. We celebrate Christmas. Well, this isn't the 1050. This is the Black Beauty. Or is that what you were talking about, Sparky? Did the Black Beauty come with the fridge? It's got a jump seat. This is a pretty nice tractor, I have to say. It's not quite as powerful as the Fendt. The patch notes did say that they fixed the silage pits I play. They did. Yeah, I was thinking about that too, Jonathan. I'm sure there will be a mod coming out. Okay, the 1050. I'm sure there's going to be a mod coming out. Although I have to say, I really, really like that Giants brought in the Vicon and Kverneland butterfly mowers because they windrow. Absolute life hawk. Absolutely. Very happy holidays to each and every one of you and anybody who watches after the fact. I hope it all goes swimmingly for you. Holidays can be a very stressful time for people. Just, oh, look at that. Well, I guess the snow decided to clear up all of a sudden. That's a good point, Jonathan. We have not tried that. We actually shut it all down because it was reverbing or echoing back through Discord. So maybe that might be a solution to get out of Discord and not let that eat up so much. I really do feel like sometimes Discord is trying to take over the world. Discord is like the pinky and the brain of communication platforms. I didn't actually do too bad for plowing in the snow, I have to say. I'll pat myself on the back once in a while. Or for seeding in the snow, I should say. Yeah, that's a good point too, Lifehawk. I am shocked and amazed and very impressed by how fast the mods are coming out. Sincerely. Like, I really thought we were going to have to wait 2 or 3 months. And the mod, I mean, we know our modding community is just outstanding and amazing anyway. But man, and we got our first map today. Did you guys see that? Alien Jim on it like a car bonnet and threw out... he's got no man's land. Now, I've been warned that the map was submitted before the big patch, so it might need some updating. Let me know, though. Let me know if you guys have tried it. That's, yeah, well, Facebook has always been trying to take over the world. That's a fact of life that nobody can avoid. Peter Teuton, how you doing, bud? Good to have you with us. Dim Snow Bunny. Always a pleasure to have you on the stream. Darn those schools letting the kids have breaks at Christmas time and stuff, getting in the way of your computer time I play. What are they thinking? I better run up here and check this out, this area real quick, just to see what I missed. Oh, and yeah, I saw that, Jonathan, and I apologize. Congratulations, bud. Nice to have a new machine, man. I'm jealous. Everybody's getting new computers. Harv's not going to see one for quite some time. It would be really, really difficult for my mom to buy me a new computer, since she's actually not on this earth anymore, so that kind of throws a damper in that probability. But it's all good. I very much grew up in a household where you learned to make do with what you have. And sometimes that actually hinders me a little bit sometimes, I think, just because I've done such a good job of learning to make do with what I have that sometimes when I probably should upgrade or improve something, I don't, because I'm like, well, this is working fine right now. It's working fine, but it's not working to the best of its ability. So anyway, moving right along. Matthew Albert, welcome to the stream. Yeah, we're probably going to have to try that. We're going to have to give that a shot, Jonathan. See how the quality is. That's a big part of it too. We need to make sure that everybody can hear Sharko and Caveman without any problems. So yeah, we'll test that out. That's a very good suggestion, actually. Not too far from being done with this grass field. Oh, and then I've got to roll it. Rolling after seeding. Although the one thing that I didn't do and I should have done was mulched the grass that was here before I plowed it out. I should have mulched first, but I didn't. Been doing a lot of testing on field preparation, just to see what does what, when, where, why, and how. When I know for sure, I'll let you know what the results look like, but I'm real close to, I think, having my system down, what I would prefer to do. I'm going to have to come at that at a different angle because there's too much of a valley there. Come on, Harv, get with the program. Tell the kids to get their own computer. That's right. If you get your kids computers, you can all like just play on the, play together, right? You could have like a mega family farm. iPlay's like, no. I have to manage my kids in the house all day. I don't want to manage them on my playtime too. Hey, that's what my friend always did. He'd upgrade his machine to a bigger and better one, and then give his do a hand-me-down to his daughter. That was always his MO. Not only do you get more info when you walk into the field, you also get a lot more info on your map screens, which I will show anybody who hasn't had a chance to look at it yet. It's actually pretty darn slick what they've done. Let me finish this up and I'll show you exactly what I'm talking about. I'm almost done, like just a little tiny smidge here and there, and grass will be seeded. Oh, and initially I was thinking that oh, I don't want that. Okay. I was thinking that like long-term leases were really going to be kind of the way to go. Yeah, I learned my lesson the hard way. Short-term leases, don't ever do a long-term lease. you get financially slaughtered on those things. Mr. Coons, how you doing, my man? I hope you had a very happy birthday. I don't know if we've had a chance to chat since you turned 25, but I hope it all went swimmingly well for you. And yes, I know it's not 25, Eric. Just play along, okay? One stupid little patch. It's going to be difficult. It's the only bad part about this. I love this cedar, but sometimes it's almost too rigid, so it won't get into some of the hollows and whatnot. If rocks are off, yeah, it is too cool because you still have to prepare a seed bed. Well, I guess it's a little tiny patch of grass. It's just not going to plant. Oh, I'll get over it. Anyway, so what I was talking about, if you go into your map menus now, this is pretty slick. Weed, fertilized, needs plowing, needs lime, needs rolling, and mulched. So it tells you everything that's going on your fields. And like right now, I just planted this. And I think the patch kind of hosed me here because I rolled this field, and then after the patch it says it needs rolling. All of this does. I rolled it. But now that I've planted this grass field, I need to come back in with a roller to meet the needs rolling requirement. $160 missions. Holy cow, that's a lot of missions. Yeah, we were talking about that a little bit earlier, Matthew. And I was saying that some people were telling me, you know, beware because the maps made it to Mod Hub before the patch rollout. So anything coming out after the patch for the next few days may or may not be up to par. And that's not the modders' fault. They didn't know that patch was coming. Just saying. But it's Alien Jim, so if there's a problem, he's going to have that fixed in a heartbeat. And I did notice in the map description that he said the No Man's Land Placeable Pack is coming soon. So it'll be good to have that back too, because he had a lot of really nice stuff in there. Oh, yeah. That's a good point, Life. I will do that as soon as I get back up there. Don't want to do that till I get through my gate. Oh, I bought another field also, just before the stream, actually, or yesterday, and I need to finish that up today too. Okay, so now on field info, it tells you your yield bonus, which is amazing. Having the yield bonus right there is fantastic, and it tells me needs rolling, and it tells me it's 100% fertilized. Having that yield bonus alone is worth its weight in gold, because then you can kind of figure out if you missed something, you know, that kind of junk. So all right, Jonathan, you two go have fun, man. Take care, bud. Dim Snowbody, been having issues planting on 19. The whole patch is not planting, and I even tried smoothing everything with the landscaping tool and no dice. That is frustrating. You might need a different planter, one that has more flexibility in it. There are some planters where each planting head kind of has the ability to raise up and down to match the terrain. So it could be just that you're using one that's too rigid. I can tell you if you're using that little John Deere planter that I told everybody to use in my Ravenport walkthrough, that's definitely too rigid if you're running into that kind of problem. I don't know why smoothing the terrain wouldn't have fixed it though. That doesn't make sense to me. Now this roller that I'm using, it's not huge. I could actually get a bigger one, but I like this roller because it's a multi-purpose roller. It's a field roller, but it's also a grassland mower. So once I've harvested this grass, this will take care of the rolling requirement for a grass field also, not just a standard field. So I don't have to have two different rollers. This was a mod that came out, I think last week it came out. It's still 8.5 meters, so it's not horribly small. It is going to take some time though. On something this big. So seriously, what have you guys been up to? Anything good? Getting into trouble? Staying out of trouble? Wishing you could get into trouble but are just too darn busy? Sending bribes to Santa Claus so he brings you something extra cool? Ixnay on the course play. You know, I actually got to a point where I really wasn't using course play that much. I was actually kind of converting to auto drive more than course play for a lot of stuff. Course play is nice for field work. It makes setting that up pretty easy and straightforward, but for just about anything else, I don't know. I kind of like to do it myself sometimes. Colby, how you doing, man? Doing pretty good. Doing pretty good. Well, seasons isn't for everybody. You can always turn it off. Although crops take a long time to grow, even with seasons turned off. I have done a little bit of testing on that. Crops grow much slower in FS22 than they did in FS19. I can tell you that for sure. Oh, Matthew, you're looking forward to your birthday. When's your birthday? If you don't mind sharing. We love people's birthdays. Especially when we've got like 4 on the same day. That day that Caveman had a birthday, we had like Harley Quinn had a birthday, and my nephew had a birthday, and it was like everybody's birthday on the same day all of a sudden. Well, yeah, you're staying out of trouble, Kevin, because life kind of threw a wrench in your troublemaking. I'm glad to hear you're feeling better, though, bud. Oh, you got half the achievements done, Eric? Man, you lost one of your saves, too. That's frustrating. Oh, December 22nd. Outstanding. So, yeah, not 5 days from now? 5 days or so? My dad's was on the 26th. And I don't know about you guys, but if you've ever known somebody with a birthday around Christmas time, and I get it, I understand why. They are just adamant that their birthday remains separate from Christmas. You don't dare bundle their birthday with Christmas because they're kind of getting the short end of the stick. I understand why they feel that way. Of course, my dad was like that into his 70s, so he never outgrew it. Starting New Hope Baileron, going to try to be the serial king with 2-year seasons. Nice. I love the Hope Baileron map. I think it's fantastic. Personally, I didn't think Elm Creek could hold a candle to Hope Baileron, but now that they've done some work on it, made some changes to it, and I haven't looked at the new version yet with the removable buildings and all, but that might just put it on par. Set up everything and use I love Follow Me. Follow Me, I've used that since very early on. Yeah, I'd like to see that come back. It's your friend's girlfriend's parents' anniversary on Christmas Eve. It reminds me of Ferris Bueller. My sister's brother's boyfriend heard it from a kid that he goes to gym class with that said that his mom's brother heard that, oh, your eldest son is on the 23rd. Well, happy birthday to your eldest son, Peter. Very nice. Oh, Christmas is kind of, yeah. See, and that's why people get real insistent on keeping their birthday separate from Christmas, because it all gets blended in like that. You get money for your birthday, and you just end up spending it on everybody else for Christmas presents. I get that. Yeah. Are you guys hearing anything through the mic? Like, does it sound like it's rattling or anything? I think I had my wheel set up too close to the desk and it keeps jiggling the mic, so I hope that's not disturbing anybody. Oh, very nice, Kevin. Finally breaking in that PC. Next thing you know, you're going to have a whole bunch of LED lights and a steering wheel and a stand and a microphone and a YouTube channel and Ferris Bueller was named after John Hughes' lifelong friend, Bert Bueller. Okay. I don't care who he was named after. It was just a fun 80s movie. Stupid high school kid stuff. Okay. Good. Good. I kept looking over and the microphone was jiggling and I'm like, that can't be good. The stream is actually running very solid tonight. I might have to take Jonathan up on his suggestion and look at just running voice through the FS22 client now. It could be time of day also. Obviously, this is later at night on a Friday, so, you know, like the 4:30 stream, that's when everybody's coming home from work. I'm on a cable internet, and, you know, they say you get like a 400 meg download speed, but that's really dependent on how many people in the neighborhood are using cable all at the same time. That kind of thing, so... You know the drill. How many of you guys are absolutely, positively stoked that GPS came back? And it came back really quick, too. Like Lifehawk was saying earlier, you know, mods are coming out fast. Yeah. And this was one of those mods that once you got used to using it, it's a must-have mod. Like, you just can't live without it. I play. Your birthday is 4 days after Valentine's Day, and your husband ends up in the doghouse. I mean, you've got teenage kids. You think he would have learned by now. Don't put my birthday and Valentine's Day together. No, I know, Eric. I was just making a point. If the download speed is compromised by too many people being on the network, the upload speed is going to be compromised by too many people being on the network at the same time, too. There's more settings. As in, like, audio video type settings and stuff. I haven't paid that much attention to them. Or are you talking about game settings when you just launch the game? I haven't had that much time to play since patch 1.2 came out. I'll be honest with you, Matthew. I love the heavy equipment bundle. And Jonathan, that was just here a little bit ago, he was such a kind and generous person. He actually gifted it to me as a housewarming gift when I moved to Nevada about 4 months ago. So thank you again, Jonathan. I'm getting a lot of use out of it. Some people are iffy on the side panel. I personally think it's a fantastic thing to have, but I don't use the buttons on the steering wheel. I find the buttons on the steering wheel too clunky. I'm trying to steer, and if I've got the wheel spun, the buttons are in a different place, and my muscle memory is all out of whack. And no, I've got the side panel. It's stationary. I reach over, hit a button, move a joystick, do whatever I need to do, and I can just use the wheel freely without having to keep track of what position. Button 1 is now at 5 o'clock on the wheel, and Peter, yes, that when I saw that came out, that was one of the first things that I installed that immediately. In fact, the new field that I'm going to head over to here in just a second, I plowed that out with the 9M. They actually added a wider version of the 6M, which is brilliant. Although, get your tractors ready, because the 6M in 19 you could pull with a 120 horsepower tractor. Well, the 6M now requires 260 horsepower. So it's not the small tractor friendly subsoiler that it used to be. Exactly, I play. After 29 years, and he still gets in the doghouse around Valentine's Day. You're gonna have a talk with that boy. Wait, you have, and it didn't help. I don't know what to tell you, dear. I don't know what to tell you. You know, Matthew, the Friday night impromptus are just something that I do. It's very late for those guys. I always start at about 8 o'clock on my time, give or take half an hour. That's 11 to 11:30 for them, going on midnight. So Sometimes they make it, sometimes they don't. Hey, Easy Rider, how you doing, bud? Oh, Al, I was just about to ask you about that. Very nice. Nice. Glad you got it, man. So, Peter, I'm not quite sure what you mean when you say the 6M shows up invisible. Like you buy it and it's like it's not there, or what's going on? And yeah, easy. I was really surprised. Like the postal service really moved those packages along, because even the guy in England, John, that I sent one of those shirts to, he won, John Howarth, and he got his today too. The 6M is reversible too, cool. Yes, it is. Harley, how you doing? I was just talking about you a few minutes ago. Were your ears burning? The 6M is reversible, but you need a much bigger tractor to push or pull it. Although one thing that's kind of nice, if you need to roll your field after you plow it, which I believe you do technically to prepare a seed bed, or at least to get a little bit of a bonus. And I need to do some more experimenting, but my understanding is you need to roll your field twice. Once after you plant it to prepare, or once after you plow it to prepare the seed bed, and then once after you plant it. The planting one I know for sure, because that's what I'm taking care of on this grass field right now. As you can see, right there. That light blue color means needs rolling. Is that right? We can thank you at US Fort? What? US 4T? Oh, interesting. Okay, okay. Well, I'm not sure what's going on there. Oh, UPS for that. Too cool. Just focus on your driving, man. Focus on your driving. So basically, what you're saying is that the postal service hands off their long distance packages to UPS, and UPS delivers them where they need to go. Yeah, Peter, they've been. It seems to me, at least, like they've been real, hush hush about what the percentages are, what types of bonuses you get for doing what. I'm in the process of just testing it and seeing exactly how much of a bonus you get. US 40 is what the drivers drink. Why you don't get your packages on time? Oh, I don't doubt that. I bet if I talked to a postal service person, they'd say we carry a lot of UPS packages. Too Cool is a proud UPS employee. Although I live in a really small town out in the middle of nowhere, and I'll tell you, I wish FedEx and UPS would stop handing off their packages to the United Postal Service, because it always takes longer for them to get it to me than if FedEx and UPS just delivered it themselves. Oh, and DHL for that matter. Oh, and Easy's hauling mail to Ohio. Okay, there you go. Alright, the grass is just about fully done. Grass doesn't get weeds in it, that's a good thing, so I don't have to worry about that. I missed one little patch over here. And this has got to be the line, right? Sure, why not? Yeah, but I still missed a piece of it. Oh, well, that's in Australia. That doesn't count. We're just complaining about the United States Postal Service. Eric, what'd you go and ruin your poker chip set for? Oh, I see. They did. Got it. Universal Package Smashers. I'm sure it was an accident. Right, Too Cool. You guys would never smash Eric's package on purpose, right? Okay, so this is my new field down here. I just plowed it out yesterday. In February, no less. So I need to figure out what more I need to do with it and get it planted in something. So that's this field here. Okay, we need a lime on part of it. Everything else is in good shape except the part that needs, okay, so I gotta get lime on it. You could have filed a claim for damages, right? They might have bought you a whole new poker chip set. Oh yeah, and a lot of the buildings are gone now too. Oh, and I bought a bunch of chickens. Without thinking, and then I've been having to buy feed for those chickens. Because I don't have any grown yet. Oh, huh, that was smart, Harv. Been sitting on this cedar. I should have returned it to the shop. Oh, mate, we aren't. Yeah. 8 meters. That's not bad. Might have to think about that. Nope, that's not what I needed to do. I needed to empty the fertilizer out of this and load up with lime. And I have no shortage of lime. Too Cool. Did you break Eric's poker chip case? Did you smash the latch on his case? Shame on you, man. Oh, I know. You're just going to blame it on one of your co-workers. It was their fault. I know that old story. Close enough for government work. Yeah, I'm gonna have to work out where my sheds are gonna go. I got rid of like a whole cow pasture and everything. I need to get some big sheds. I've got a lot of big equipment, especially for that baler. I'm not fooling around, man. Ehrlengrat's gonna be owned by Harv by the time this is all done. And yeah, well, I oh yeah, I've got traffic turned off at this point. Man, traffic in 22 is just nutso. Right? Like, you'll get killed if you if you're not careful of the traffic in FS22, man. It's just crazy. This is the downside of the small spreader, but it spreads so wide. Sounds an awful lot like boasting there. Boasting? No, it's only boasting if you've already done it and you keep telling everybody about it 6 months after you did it. That's my definition of boasting. Besides, I always do small farming, you know? I'm ready for some big farming for a change. I've done so much small farm type stuff. I need to break out the big machines. Although the streams usually end up with really big farms, but that's because there's 3 of us, right? My Let's Plays, though, they never get too sizable. Oh, I didn't want it. No, wrong button. Okay, the downside of the side panel is sometimes there's too many freaking buttons. Sometimes. Oh, the big equipment comment. Yeah, I don't have... Yeah. Okay. Yeah, alright. I was boasting. Mr. Swede, how you doing, man? Oh, you can adjust. I did not realize this had adjustable spread width on it. That's impressive. Interesting. Thanks for bringing that up, Sparky. I guess I don't have huge equipment. I am starting to get quite the collection of equipment, though. Like, I've got the bale trailer, I've got my regular trailer, 2 tractors, the baler. The baler is... I would spend twice the money on that baler. Although I do have some unused shed space at the moment I should probably be taking advantage of. Where's the fun in that? Oh, heavy clay. Yeah, I like those too, Eric. Too cool. I didn't need to lime this whole field, but I always, if part of a field needs lime, I do the whole field just to keep it on the same lime, get it back on the same schedule. Ah, doing pretty good, Mr. Swede. Doing pretty good. Friday night, having a few banquets, hanging out with you fine folks. What could be better? What could be better? Now there's an interesting idea, Lifehawk. Put one on the front, one on the back, and do lime and fertilizer at the same time. Very interesting. Except you're going to run out of lime a lot faster than you run out of fertilizer. That's the downside. But still, that's pretty slick. Actually, maybe I won't have enough lime to do this. Oh, I see how it is, Mr. Swede. You're just here to check up on me to make sure that I'm, well, but you're not my boss in Ehrlengrat. You're my boss in Haute Baileron, so... Right now, I'm on Mr. Swede vacation. I leave France and go to Switzerland. Just to keep you from working me to death, man. Darn it, I hate when that happens. These little misses like that on the left side bug the crap out of me. Just, if it's not perfect, it's not right. Oh, somebody plowed a field for me here. It seems to me like they have added... Actually, this is potatoes or sugar beets. I'm not sure which. They've added a third level of rocks. Like you've got your large rocks, you've got your small rocks, and now there's rocks in between. And I'm seeing a lot more small rocks now. Most of the time it was just big rocks all the time. Now I'm seeing a lot more of the smaller ones, which is a nice change too. Much easier to take care of because you can just roll them back into the ground. Oh, and I saw a couple mods come out on Mod Hub this week. Or yet today, actually. Today or yesterday. And they're factory mods, you know, production chain mods. Modders, and I say this with all due respect, stop adding water to the production chains. Giants doesn't even make you haul water to the animal pens anymore because guess what? Most people know how to pump water, especially to a factory. Pretty sure you're not getting water trucks to a factory anywhere in the world these days. So, you know, if you put out a mod that requires me to haul water to it, I'm not going to use it. I can tell you right now. That might just be me, but it seems... just stop it. Stop it. I am going to go through that 25,000 liters of lime or whatever it was by the time this is all done. GPS always had headland management. It did in 19 also. I never used it because I don't run GPS and walk away from my machine usually, but because that's really kind of the only use I can see for it is if, you know, you gotta run to the bathroom really bad and you're gonna let your worker go down the field. GPS will stop them at a preset point on the headland. Am I going to have enough? It's going to be really close. Oh yeah, I'm going to make it. Gonna make it. Gonna make it. Gonna make it. Gonna make it. And I'm spent. Perfect. Yeah, I mean, I knew about it. I always turned it off. It's not something most people pay attention to. Like I said, it has very limited use. Oh, hey Lee, how you doing, man? Good. I'm glad you're on there. Glad somebody's getting some use out of that thing. Hopefully, you and Hammer have some time to work on that. Okay, we're pretty much all set. Actually, I could stand to put an application of fertilizer on there before I plant it. Now I should have kept that seeder. No, I'm not going to plant until next month. Not planting until next month. Why, you might ask? Because there's not anything really that I really want to plant right now. I'm not planting sunflowers. I'm not going to plant oats. Maybe corn. Soybeans are actually probably the worst crop to plant now, unfortunately. It looks like it's going to kind of have to be corn. All right, we'll do corn. I'm not doing potato. No, I'm not doing potatoes. Don't even say it. I'm not doing it. And I'm not doing sugar beets either. At least not right now. Or cotton. It's all too expensive. I do need to start looking into the whole grape and olive thing, though. One of these days, Lee, we talked about doing a stream on the dedicated server with you guys, and we would, me and Caveman and Sharka would come in and be your helpers, which I thought was a pretty spectacular idea. And it wasn't my idea. I think Sharko actually came up with that, if you can believe it. Generally, Lifehawk, I mean, I don't have a problem letting him sit fallow if I have to. If that's what I end up having to do, then that's just kind of what I end up having to do. And it kind of I mean, I don't agree with what they have done, especially with wheat and barley. Why is wheat and barley only able to plant late in the year? That's ridiculous. Plenty of people are planting wheat and barley early. But that's me. That's the way I think. If you're going to call your game a simulator, try to at least get that level of realism into it, you know? Oh well. It is what it is. Yeah, I saw that life. Oh, wait a minute. Hold the phone. I think this part of the field was already fully fertilized. Yeah, I just need to do the new section. Okay. My plans for Christmas and New Year's is to hibernate as much as humanly possible. I'm not going anywhere. I'm not doing anything. I'm going to be right here. Now, Sparky actually brought up the idea of doing a a New Year's Eve stream, and I think that's a fine idea, and it will probably happen. Little impromptu New Year's Eve party with Harv. We'll see. And I need to toss that around with Caveman and Shark. It would be good if all three of us, or at least a couple of us, could be on for that. I don't know. We'll see. But as far as, Christmas, I get to sleep in. I don't have all the headaches of dealing with relatives. I can just do my own thing. Play some farm sim or whatever. And like I've said, in the past, I'm in a place where I don't really know anybody yet, so it's not like I'm getting invited to New Year's Eve parties right now. Although, to be honest, I've never been the kind of person that gets invited to New Year's Eve parties, so... Oh, nicely. You're going to be in Reno visiting. That's cool. I don't live that far away, which I think you probably know at this point. Yeah, I would too. Absolutely would. Oh, there you go. Outstanding, Mr. Swede, bringing the champagne. Although it can't be from the French farm because I'm not entirely sure about this, but I don't think Haute Baileron is in the Champagne region of France. And you do know that you can't call your sparkling wine champagne if it was not grown and produced in Champagne, France. That's like an international law or something ridiculous. Same with cognac. And maybe it is just cognac. I think it is. Harv's New Year's Farmin' Eve. When is New Year's is on? New Year's Eve is on Friday, right? Yes, because New Year's Day is on Saturday. Yeah, we'll work something out. I do like the idea. We'll try to make that happen. I will lay in a big supply of banquets for that. You talked the wife into letting you have buds for New Year's cheaper than painkillers. You're talking about Budweiser, the beverage? Oh, you're gonna be driving on New Year's Eve easy? That's no fun, man. I get it. I spent plenty of holidays on the road. But still, it is nice when you can get home with the family for a few days at least. Okay, I think at this point I can safely fast forward to tomorrow. See, now I could harvest this grass right now. But I ain't gonna do it. In fact, I actually need to replant this field with grass also because we were new to the game. We didn't do it properly the first time. Oh, there you go, Eric. I don't want to rub it in or anything, but I've had 3 banquets already tonight, and I'm sure I'm going to have at least 4 more. Okay, time to sleep. And we'll try getting up. But I like the little sleepy thing that they've done in the middle of the screen now, too. I'll be honest. I think that's kind of cool. Okay, so now, no, that's not what I wanted. Now I should be able to plant corn. That means, oh, I need a planter, not a seeder. So, have you guys seen these Kinsey planters yet? These things are pretty stinking slick. I'm going to get this one. I'm going to lease it anyway. Banquets is can I say brand names? Well, I just said Budweiser, didn't I? Coors is known as the Banquet. You know, Golden, Colorado. But yeah, these Kinsey planters are very, very cool. Like the first time I got one, I was just amazed at how sweet it was. That thing is a beast. Look at that. An absolute beast of a planter. Should have a snore effect. That's a good point. We can hear the hydraulics now whenever equipment moves or whatever. You know, if you hit the sleep, you could have a little snoring sound effect going on there. Get some seed in this thing. Get ready for some corn planting. Oh, nice, easy. I'm a little jealous. I have to be honest with you. Not the light stuff either. Coors Light is awful, in my opinion. If you like it, be myself. Be my guest. But bought a carton of 4X Gold yesterday. Will last until next Christmas. I don't know what 4X Gold is, but whatever works for you, man. Yeah, that's been mentioned a couple times, Mr. Swede, that No Man's Land is out now. Well, that's weird. Oh, no, it's not. Shut up, Harv. Okay, so what I love about the Kinsey planter is this. Now, you know how you've got those planters or seeders that you drop it, you have to drive your tractor around to the side and hook up to it and all of that? This is just too cool for words, in my opinion. The whole frickin' thing rotates into position, and you're ready to bloody plant. Coolest thing in FS for right now. FS22, the Kinsey planters, like, that is just awesome. I know, it's the little things sometimes. It's absolutely the little things sometimes. Really? That's not right. Alright, I'll go with it and see what happens. No, I won't actually. That's definitely not right. Yeah, I'm headed due north. We'll do this the hard way. Still doesn't seem quite right, but we're going to run with it. What the heck? The googly eye effect. I like the new row crop texture too. I think that looks pretty darn cool. Oh, I'm definitely not addicted. But you have to learn to appreciate the little things. If you ever watch the movie Zombieland, you know what I'm talking about. Appreciate the little things. And when you've got a really nice piece of equipment that does something that's unique, interesting, and makes your life easier, you have to appreciate the little things. Hey, FF, how you doing, man? Good to have you with us. How are you doing? I have to ask, you and Kevin out there playing demolition derby on the roads and getting yourselves hurt, man. Zombieland 2 was just okay, but I love Zombieland. Hilarious movie. I gotta get a headland in on this, or I will never have room. So I don't know if you heard, Kevin, but FF got himself in a car accident too, and I don't know if he minds me telling everybody or not, but he got banged up pretty good as well, like almost as bad as you did, man. Well, that's good to hear, FF. Nice to hear you're getting your own place, man. That's got to be exciting for you. No, Eric. I never lived in Evansville. I was an hour and a half north of that in Crawfordsville. But I grew up in Lafayette, which is another 45 minutes north of Crawfordsville. I've been to Evansville a few times, but I never lived there. Evansville is the far southwest portion of Indiana. Actually, FF lived closer to Evansville than I did. And he was at least an hour south of me, so. Oh, yeah, we talked about that earlier in the week. That was awful what happened. Kentucky, Illinois, and a couple other states got hammered really hard with those tornadoes too. A lot of deaths. It's tragic. Absolutely tragic. Oh, well, that works out then for you, FF. They're not going to be available till March. Gives you another few months to get healed up and hopefully back in shape. I hope everything else is going okay with you, man, too. Yeah, FF moved within 20 miles of where I was living before, so time. It's all about the timing, man. Just timing. Okay. Well, unfortunately for me, I have no banquets left, so I need to go grab one. I'm going to put a helper on this tractor for a minute. Let's give you some cab view. My screen always freezes when I go to cab view initially, though. Come on, don't even think about it. There we go. You can watch him plant in cab view. I'll be back in just a minute, guys. Yes, I'm back. And yeah, well, there might be a little something. A little something extra that Mother Nature and I had to have a discussion about. Maybe just a little something. All right, Mr. Helper, line me up. There you go. We're going to shut you down. And I will take over from here. Thank you very much. Eric used to live in Mayfield. I don't even know. Where is Mayfield, Eric? I'm not familiar with that town in Indiana. Steven, yeah, I do. It's different enough from 19 that it's refreshing. I'll say that. It's a refreshing change of pace from 19. And I loved 19. I don't want to be one of those guys that's always comparing to 19, though. You know what I mean? Like, you see so many people making videos or whatever, and they're like, well, in 19 we did it this way, and da-da-da. I'm like, no, I want this to be kind of fresh and new. And I want to kind of keep it that way, so that's just me. Everybody, you know, do your own thing. Oh, wow, Western Kentucky. So you would have kind of been in that neighborhood where the storms hit. Wow. 900 students in all 12 grades. That's actually a lot, Eric. I've heard of places that have like 50 or 60. All right, Mr. Swede, take care, man. Have a good one. Oh, absolutely. I was talking about that earlier. I was so happy to see GPS come back and how quickly it came back. In fact, we were talking about how quickly the mod community has been rolling out the mods. You know, I really thought we were going to have to wait a month or two, and these guys aren't sitting still. As several people have mentioned earlier, we finally got our first map. Alien Jim brought back No Man's Land today for FS22. Although somebody did say that give the map, give new maps right now a few extra days because they were sent to Giants. At least No Man's Land was before the new patch 1.2 came out, and so they may not have incorporated everything that the patch incorporated. So you might not want to jump into a fresh map just yet. Yeah, my graduating class in Lafayette had 564, if I'm not mistaken. I'm pretty sure that's the right number. And we had a big high school. Clearly not as big as you did. No, okay, all right, Steven, cool. Well, there have been a few maps that have dropped um, off of Mod Hub. I know somebody, maybe this prompted Giants to edit or do some changes to Elm Creek because there were a few modders that had already done modded versions of Elm Creek where they removed all the static, useless buildings on the corner farms, and then all of a sudden Giants comes out with that patch and says, "Oh, by the way, now you can dispose of those useless decorative buildings." Like, well, why were they there to begin with, Giants? Come on. Get with the program. This is a farming game. We need buildings that we can actually use for something. We just about got our corn in. Just about got the corn in. And we'll see how our grass is doing. Yeah, that's a pretty small graduating class, Jordan. 30. That's pretty small. Missed a spot. The only reason I remember that my graduating class had 564 because I was like almost exactly dead center. I was, I wasn't a great student, but I wasn't I mean, the bell curve on that particular graduating class, I would have been right at the peak of the curve. Literally. Not that I couldn't have done better. I was a lazy student. I'll be honest. That's exactly where I ended up on the lazy student role. That can actually be kind of beneficial, Jordan. Having a small school. Less likely to get caught in the shuffle. Then at the same time, you're also less likely to get away with stuff because everybody knows about it. Oh, did you hear what Jordan did this weekend? He went out and toilet papered the principal's house. And that always gets back to the officials, right? Right. Oh, I'm going to have just enough seed to finish this. Very nice indeed. Eric, they brought rifles and shotguns to their lockers during hunting season. Good luck getting away with that now. Wow. Just wow. That's crazy talk right there. I don't care if I sound like a farm sim geek. That is just one of the coolest things ever. The fact that that planter rotates. I love it. Call me nuts. I know I'm nuts. I'm certifiable. I know it, but I don't care. Do not care. Okay, we can send this thing back. We are done with everything. Key, hard. Principal had a gun rack in his pickup ready to go. I can see that happening. Back in the 60s and 70s, absolutely. We didn't have all this craziness going on in the world now. And I'm out of fertilizer. I need to go buy more fertilizer. Scheiße. Hey, Hammer, how you doing, bud? What's the good word, Mr. Green Machine? You and Lee playing on the dedicated server, huh? Gary Robertson hopped on there for a little bit. I don't know if he's ever been back, though. I think he claimed a farm, at least. I hope you guys are at least able to help each other out once in a while and all of that good stuff. Gun safety training at school. I was wondering about that too, Stephen. I actually asked everybody earlier if they were still having problems with contracts disappearing. I haven't had enough chance to test it yet. So I don't know for sure if that take a contract and just watch it disappear has been effectively fixed or not. Oh, nicely. Ready to buy more land. Is 5 times speed working out pretty well for you guys on the dedicated server? I feel like that's a good speed. I mean, I'm obviously getting a lot of work done in a short amount of time. Playing this map at 5 times speed, so... Okay, yeah, I figure that's probably the case. But, you gotta ask, right? Okay, where am I at on this field now? Oh, I need to roll it. Duh. And it's all 100% fertilized, so I just got all that fertilizer for no apparent reason. Oh, that's right. That's right. And I did run into that at one point. I believe that has been fixed, Stephen. The one that concerned me the most, though, was the fact that you would try to take a contract and it would just flat out disappear. That was extremely frustrating because, you know, you'd have what you thought were decent, good contracts, and then the next thing you know, they all just keep disappearing on you. Very frustrating. Except for getting rid of any weeds. There we go. Oh, nice, dude. 36,000 liters? That's awesome. Well, Hammer, I mean, you keep saying that you're new, but I've seen what you did with that farm, like, right away, and I don't know, you seem like you got a very good handle on things for being somebody who's new to the game. A very good handle on things. So, Mr. Sweet asked what I was doing for New Year's and Christmas. What are you guys doing for New Year's and Christmas? I know Lee is headed to Reno to spend time with his family. What about the rest of you guys? Anybody doing anything fun and exciting? Some of you are going to be off school. That would be nice. Although maybe this late at night. I think we've got mostly adults here, so you won't be out of school. But you know what I mean. The one thing I would say about the grain contracts, if you're still having problems with them, make sure you're not turning on the straw swath. Don't swath the straw. I'm not going to say that's a perfect fix, but it's something that Caveman told me would give you a better chance of completing like a barley, wheat, or oat contract, is not having straw swath enabled. No guarantees. $64,000 liters of corn barley. Makes the hill to the ranch, but I got 2 1/3 of the trucks on it. Very nice indeed. Peter staying at home. Yeah, and you guys, as long as your farm manager's on your farms, you can turn on and off who has contractor access. Now, for all of those farms, I turned on contractor access for everybody across the board. If you don't want it that way, you'll need to go in and turn it off. But I figured, community server, you guys would probably be in there wanting to help each other. So do what you want to do. Also, the nice thing about this roller, not only is this roller, you can use it as a grass roller or a field roller, but you can also hook it behind the Lizard Subsoiler 6M. So as you plow your field or subsoil your field, you can roll it at the same time. It's pretty freaking handy that way, I have to say. It's not quite wide enough for the 9M. Which is the one that I bought, was the 9M, but still. Make sure that you're mulching, Lee. Mulching adds a few percent to that. So when you harvest your crop, before you do anything else, bring a mulcher in and mulch the crop residue first. That adds a few percent. Make sure that you're rolling your fields after you plant. That adds a few percent. It can be a little bit tricky to get all the way to 100% yield bonus. I'm still learning it. I'll be honest with you. When I started YouTube and got all my tutorial... Oh, yeah, that's good, Harv. Back. I wasn't working, so I had all the time in the world to just play and figure things out and test and all of that. Well, now I'm working 9 hours a day. I don't have that kind of time anymore, so it's taking me longer to figure out all the little nuances of the game. It's a little bit frustrating, if I'm honest. Like, I just want to play the stupid game. And be able to give people the content that they want to see, but yeah, life's always a give and take, right? Give a little here, take a little there, whatever. Yeah, once it started to grow, Lee, I don't think you can roll anymore. You have to get that rolling done right after you seed. Well, Kev, I appreciate you dropping in, man. You take care. Tell Karen we said hi. And I'm sure we'll see you on Sunday, my friend. Without a doubt. Jordan's going to be all kinds of busy at Christmas. Christmas dinner, Christmas Eve, Christmas Day at your aunt's. And then the Christmas Eve is at your mom and dad's. Wow. that sometimes I feel like that might be the truth, Eric. Sometimes I do feel like that might be the truth. Well, like I said to the guys the other day, it's the federal government. They have been making things far more complicated than they need to be since 1776. That's just the truth of it. Yeah, and if you didn't see this earlier, so this light blue color now needs rolling. And this is really nice what they've added in patch 1.2. The different weed levels, the whether it's been mulched or not, it needs rolling. This is all really nice additions that will help you out and tell you where your field stands on the growth filter, cultivated, plowed, seed bed, etc., etc. They've really, I feel like they've done a nice job to make the game more upfront user friendly. I wish it had been this simple when I started in 19. No sarcasm there. All right, Jordan. Have a good night, bud. I appreciate you dropping in for a while. You take care, my friend. James, how you doing, man? Good to have you with us. Christmas dinner under the lockdown vibe. Yeah, Canada. Your wife's going to work doubles almost the whole... I bet she makes good money doing that, though. The government makes sense and works. Wait. Anything in the government makes sense and works, it's wrong. I'm not sure I would go that far. We're not doing politics. We are not doing politics. I was just making a little joke, so we're not going to get into the whole debate and all of that stuff. Yeah. Anyway, moving right along. So, basically to make the seed bed, it's just once you plow or cultivate, then you run a roller over your field, and that creates a seed bed. It smooths and levels the field ready to be planted. It's the same as what I'm doing right now, only it's a pre-planting stage. So you would do this, then you would plant or seed, and then you come right back in and roll it a second time. James, all your studying and stress paid off. Good to hear. Feel free to share if you'd like to, man. It sounds like you've done pretty well, though, and congratulations, regardless of what the result is. Steven, your wife's giving you the best Christmas present ever. She's flying home to her... What country is she from, man? She's leaving you alone on Christmas Day to fly home to her family, and that makes you happy. I'm not entirely sure how to take that, but I'm going to assume that's a good thing for both of you. How about that? Well, Hammer, the jury is still out on whether it's absolutely necessary or not. I think it gives you a small percentage, but it sounds to me like you got to. Didn't you say earlier that you had gotten to 100% on something? Or maybe not. Maybe I was thinking something completely different on that. Oh well. Two B's, Spanish and human biology, and the rest A's. Wow, James, very impressive. Congratulations, man. Good work. Seriously. Wow. Very nice. On the verge of being a straight A student, my friend. Good for you, man. And you have the added bonus of bringing that report card home to your parents, who aren't going to give you crap for getting a C in something. um, well, you don't need to weed. Lee, you don't need to weed before you seed. So it's going to be mulch, cultivate, roll, seed, and roll. To my limited testing, that's my understanding right now. Mulch, and you have to have a crop to mulch. So mulch, cultivate, roll, seed, roll. And then make sure you get 2 applications of fertilizer on, and that you take care of any weeds that crop up. No pun intended. Yeah, it's yield bonus, Hammer. And if you have something like your field needs to be plowed, or your field needs lime, or you've got weeds, that's called a yield malus. M-A-L-U-S. Which means a negative to your yield. And we don't want no negatives on our yield, man. We can't be having them negatives. This is interesting. When I pull out of my field, it pretends like I'm not pulling this roller, and I run up to full speed. But as long as I'm actually rolling it on my field, it keeps me down to 16 kilometers per hour. This is when I feel like I need to play the soundtrack to the Blues Brothers movie, just so I can listen to the theme song from Rawhide. Rollin', rollin', rollin'. Keep that tractor rollin'. Get that field up planted, Rawhide. Yeah. Yeah, enough banquets and you actually have to listen to her sing. Lucky you. Yeah, bees are a little questionable right now, Hammer. Honestly, just because nobody really knows how far they go. Like, you know, um, but, a beehive won't cover a whole field. That kind of thing. So nobody really knows whether bees are really all that beneficial or not, other than if you want to make certain, get your production lines up on certain things, you have to have them because you need honey. Pretty sure the James, you know the Green Acres theme song? I'm actually impressed by that. The Green Acres was like the late 60s, early 70s, so. And I know you're a young man still in high school, so the fact that you know an old theme song, that's actually a little bit impressive to me. Oh, and I know the Green Acres theme song, and now I can't think of the lyrics to it. Green Acres is the place for me. Farm living is the life. Something or other. Yeah, that's enough of that crap. Mulch, lime, plow, subsoil, rock pick, fertilize, cultivate, seed, roll, fertilize is my step-by-step. Skip what isn't required. Yeah, that sounds about right. They've actually made it a little more complicated than it was in 19. Just a few more steps that you have to keep track of. But I like it. Wanted to name your farm Green Acres? Yeah, sure, why not? Go for it. When I get the budget, I will do some testing. Was thinking of two big ones in diagonal along. Two big what? Oh, two big honeybee, or yeah, those things. Yeah, beehives. That's that tricky phrase you were trying to think of. Beehive. Oh, beehive. It would have been nice if they had put, like a ring around those, an area or to let you know exactly what they were affecting. It seems like such a small thing, but they obviously did not do that. So, we'll see. We'll see. Oh, it's all good, Hammer. No worries. I feel like I'm missing some brain cells at this point, so it's a combination of things. It's, the funny thing about Ehrlengrat, too, is when it came out for 19, I was really unimpressed. But to be honest, I didn't give it its fair shake. I didn't play on it. Just from what I saw and the little bit of equipment that it came with, I was like, this is an expansion pack. Like, this is the only map that Giants can come up with in 3 years. So I kind of turned my nose up to it, and now that I'm actually playing on it on FS22, I actually think it's a pretty darn respectable map. I like it. I kind of like it a lot, I'll be honest. If Austin Powers was a beekeeper, that's right, James. Oh, beehive. Although, for my money, I'd prefer Heather Graham as a beekeeper, but that's just me. Not yet, Sparky, but I'm working on it. I'm trying to get there. Why do you think I do Friday night impromptus, man? Friday night impromptu is just to be able to chill and hang out with you guys, do some casual farming, and have a little bit of adult beverage. Okay, this field is almost officially done, except I know I'm going to need to clear weeds off of it. But beyond that, and then I'll check my grass. I agree, Hammer. Although I will say this about Giants, I don't think they I don't think they hide the fact that they clearly have a preference for Europe. Because any map they do on the U.S. is never nearly as high quality as the European maps are. Like, you know, they're presenting Europe as being perfectly spotless and clean and everything is pristine, and that's all well and good, but stuff in the US isn't quite as grungy as Giants likes to make it out to be sometimes. I saw that, Steven. It's not going to kill anything. It must have been like one big clump of rocks that didn't get pushed back under the soil when I rolled the field the first time. That's the only thing I can figure. I did stream this map for members only on Discord for a couple hours the other night too. Nobody dropped in to check it out, but that's all good. I figured, yeah, I'm on the map, and instead of putting up an official stream, I'll just do a Discord members only type stream. I don't know how I feel. I mean, you guys are members, obviously, and I respect that and genuinely appreciate it. But at the same time, I feel like if I'm going to stream, I kind of should do it for everybody. Like, I don't know. I don't have any content that I would consider to be that incredibly exclusive. I don't know. I'm still working this stuff out. I'm still trying to sort it all out. It's all new to me. It's a learning curve. Oops, I didn't want to do that. In fact, I didn't even know that button did that. There you go, Hammer. Although, I was talking earlier about mods that are coming out on Mod Hub, especially production type mods, and how if you're gonna put a production factory on Mod Hub now, don't even make me haul water to it, because I'm not doing it. If I see water is required for your production mod, forget about it. I'm not doing it. Even Giants understood that that's a ridiculous idea. We don't even haul water to our animal pens anymore. Because, you know, we live in 2021 where there's such a thing as plumbing. Anyway. I was gonna make a point and I forgot. Oh well. Couldn't have been that important, right? So this is my mowing rig. I'm pushing every button wrong now. That's the button you want, Harv. And the great thing about this is the windrows that it creates. Yeah, see, that's kind of what I was talking about earlier, Hammer. Like, it really could be Discord that's disrupting my stream so bad. Because tonight, literally, I have no problem whatsoever. Everything is running smooth as silk. No warning pop-ups from Streamlabs, no nothing. Everything is out there without any trouble. So I'm really kind of starting to suspect that Discord is being a little too Nazi about what they expect for dedication to their platform to have communication going at the same time as the stream. So like I said, we might have to go back to what Jonathan was talking about and maybe just use the in-game voice. Oh, I agree, Hammer. I love this thing. Having a variable width on it. If I'm making hay, I can do wide spreading. If I'm doing silage bales, I can do swathing like this. Yeah, it's brilliant. Love it. And it's not that expensive, although the horsepower requirement's pretty high. Yeah, I get that too, Eric. Yep, that'll happen on dedicated servers, Lee. If you forget to shut down your equipment, it'll sit there and keep running. Still be running when you come back on. You guys on the dedicated server, since you're both on here right now, I should say, if you guys see anything on ModHub, not maps, but any mods that you feel like you really want to have added, let me know. We are trying to keep that open to crossplay when possible, so adding some of the mods that are PC only might be a little bit questionable. But if there's any mods, make sure you're letting us know. Throw that in the Discord channels for the dedicated server for members, and I will make sure that those get added in. Yeah, that's kind of my suspicion, Hammer, is that Discord is actually pushing my system over the limits. Since I'm not using it right now and everything is running perfectly, that kind of screams at me. Yeah, you're right, Harv. Discord's kind of sucking the life out of your system. Although, Streamlabs is obviously a necessity. I can't get around using Streamlabs. But it's a little bit of a resource hog too, and the game obviously is a big resource hog. Anyway, like I said, learning curve, sorting it all out, yada, yada, and frickin' yada. Yeah, but there's new mods coming out every day, Hammer, so, if you see something that you just absolutely can't live without, let me know. I'll get it up there for you. It's a matter of 5-10 minutes tops. Giants has actually done a nice job of making it easy to upload mods from ModHub straight to the dedicated server, so we're not going to be adding anything third party or anything, but as long as it's on ModHub and you guys want it, let me know. I wish we could throw GPS up on there for you. Like I said, we do need to keep it console friendly so that our console players, if they choose to join, do so. And obviously GPS is a scripted mod, so console players aren't going to be able to use it, unfortunately. That's what ridge markers are for, right? Abso-flogging-lutely. Oh wow, we're into our third hour already. Time flies when you're mowing grass. Actually, I can't, James, because I need the sound to run through my computer so that it comes out through Streamlabs so you guys can hear Caveman and Sharko on stream. So Discording on my phone doesn't work for that reason. It's a good idea, though. It's a good thought, but unfortunately not viable for what we need to make happen. I do think Jonathan might be on the right track, though, with the whole just use the voice that's built into FS22 now. That might be the solution. I'm not too far from having this grass field mowed already. Eric, am I going to do New Year's through all time zones? Well, you've got cardinal direction hammer right there in your mini map. So, and FS22 is far more stable at keeping you centered on a straight line than 19 ever was. Or 22 is much more stable than 19 ever was. So it's not as bad as you might think trying to drive a straight line. There are times when I'm like, I don't want to fiddle with GPS, and I can just adjust and do it myself without having to do all the setup and crap. So it's not necessary to have GPS, but once you've gotten used to it, then obviously you miss it when it's not there. And then getting back to Eric about all time zones. Well, there's 20. How many time zones are there? There are way too many to do them all. You're sounding like the guys who keep saying, when's Harv going to do a 24-hour stream? I'm like, when you guys donate $100 per hour, as long as the stream is making $100 per hour, I will do a 24-hour stream. Once I reach as long as there's $100 an hour coming in, I will keep a stream going, that kind of thing. But there, it's like, I'm not doing a 24. There's no benefit to doing a 24-hour stream except I end up really tired and grumpy. Unless you guys just want tired and grumpy Harv, which there might be some people who do. I've got a few exes who might. That would not be surprising. Anyway, moving right along. Thank you, Muppets. Wrong one. Of course it is, because that's where we stand at this point. Well, yeah, but I've got a very big audience, Eric. I mean, I've got Australia to think of, and they're a day and a half ahead of us, or some like 16 hours. So, if you're really talking about all time zones, or are you just talking about U.S. time zones? U.S. time zones might be more along the lines of what you're thinking of. And here's the amazing silage baler that I love so much, that has made me such an incredible amount of money. Does Ehrlengrat have a lot of forest? You know, James, I have not looked. Let me take a glance here and see. There should be some forestry on Ehrlengrat, though. That's good, Harv. Yeah, do that. Okay, I get you now, Eric. I think we're on the same page at this point. Oh, forgot to turn on the auto eject. There we go. Farewell, Mr. Bale. We had actually we've done some testing on these voice systems. Actually, believe it or not, TeamSpeak and Ventrilo actually don't do much better than Discord does. I might be FWI at this point. I'm not running this baler nearly as efficiently as I normally do. I was looking for forestry, though, just for James. On this map, I think if you got up into this area, James, you would be running into some forestry. There's a huge meadow right here, but then it incorporates all of this tree woodland up here also. So that might be a big forestry area. And then there's plenty of areas with trees down here on the southern part of the map. Which I've not gone down there at all to see what's going on. Automatic everything is where it's at. All I got to do is stop for like a second and I'm good to go again. Yeah, that's kind of what I thought too. I've used Ventrilo a lot with friends on other games and really thought that would be the ticket, but as far as CPU usage and all of that, it really wasn't reducing any less than Discord was. So I don't know. We'll sort it out. But like I said, you know, I've reset my modem. I rebooted my machine. I made sure everything was set up fresh tonight, and we're having zero problems, none whatsoever. So maybe I just needed to get a clean start too. Hard saying. Technology, who knows? That's a fair point, James. They really kind of do. But to be fair, the modders, there are plenty of modders out there who love forestry and focus on forestry style maps. So it's a give and take, I guess. Truth is, the modders build far better maps than giants do. They really do. Forestry maps can be a little bit tricky too. They actually can be a little bit tricky. You can find a lot of bad forestry maps because I think sometimes the map makers wrongly assume that because it's only forestry and you're not going to do much else on it, that they don't have to put quite as much attention to detail into it. I think you know what I mean. I know in 19 there were some issues on forestry maps using trees that didn't quite cut right, left stumps that you could never remove, all kinds of weirdness. And that's a great point too, Peter. I mean, FS19 does give you the opportunity to create a tree farm if you want to. Although I'll be honest and say there was a mod that where you could run 3 tree planters at the same time behind you. It was on ModHub too. This was not a third-party conglomeration type mod. This was a genuine ModHub mod. You could run 3 tree planters behind you at the same time, equal distance apart. You could plant, 60 trees at a time kind of thing. It was beautiful, and you could really get a lot of trees down in a hurry. I'd like to see that come back. I'd also like to see some modder come up with a way to teach helpers to follow a windrow. Like the windrow becomes the track, so the tractor just follows the windrow and does the baling for you, kind of thing. It would be nice to be able to put a helper on something like this. I can see that point, Eric. Ravenport doesn't have a lot of good area for placeables in general. I think Felsbrunn does have a lot better. I can't remember who it was now. This was quite a while back, but somebody had bought some land on Ravenport, and they were trying to learn in the best place to put placeables and stuff like that. And we just could not find a good, solid place for him to place much of anything on the land that he had purchased. And Ravenport was kind of like that all over the place. Plus the fact that the biogas plant was like $750,000. At least they have done away with that garbage in 22 also. You don't have to own the biogas plant anymore to sell your stuff to the biogas plant, which I always thought was a little bit ridiculous. I'm a farmer, not a biogas executive. And I never planned on being a biogas executive. I just wanted to farm. Yeah, I mean, it's not terrible or anything, but it takes a lot more planning. I think there's a lot more placeable area just freely available on Felsbrunn than there was on Ravenport. I don't know what a train wreck this is. Train wreck. See, this isn't even that big of a grass field. Look how many freaking bales I've made off of it already. I might be halfway, 2/3 of the way done. 5,500 liters per bale times roughly 550 per 1,000 liters. That means every bale ends up being worth, give or take, $3,000 a bale. Craziness. All right, Hammer, you have a good night. I'll tell you, I'm not too far from wrapping this up myself, my friend. So you take care, and we will see you soon, man. And yeah, I'll come back down and clean up all this grass at some point. Maybe. Maybe. And with that said, saying goodbye to Hammer kind of made me realize what time it is, and the fact that I should probably think about calling it. You know, it's one of those things. You get to plan, all of a sudden you look at the time and go, wow, it's starting to get late here too, so I think that's going to do it for us, guys. I'm just going to finish baling this little grass field, hoping my big grass field gets done. See where we stand next week if we have an impromptu. Probably be back here on Ehrlengrat again. Eric, if you're in the Discord, send me a PM. I'll link you the stand that I use for the wheel. If it looks like it might be something that would work out for you, bud, let me know. And, decide for yourself. The stand that I ended up buying works really well for me. I think Lifehawk actually bought the exact same one. And just got it recently, so I'm not sure how well it's working for him yet, but it's very stable. It's got plenty of room for me, and I'm a big guy, so I like it. with that said, guys, I very much appreciate you hanging out with me on a Friday night, having a little bit of adult beverage. And we will see you on Sunday at our regular bat time on this regular bat channel. As always, I very much appreciate you coming along for the ride. Until next time, take care.